Please prepare yourselves for a verbal spectacle of grand proportions as we dive into the wild, unapologetic roast that Myron Gaines and Sneako unleashed upon none other than the Instagram maven and part-time rapper, Ruby Rose.
Like, you have this Summer Rae, whatever the name is, right? I remember this.
She's a nice girl. She's a nice girl.
Shut up, man.
She's a nice girl.
I remember this has been an IG thought for like the better part of a decade.
Celibacy, yes.
She has the nerve to say, I want celibacy, right? Hold on. She says, I want celibacy. Yeah. But she's constantly posting half photos of herself on the internet. Please explain to me.
Stop arguing.
Let me cook, man.
Stop arguing.
Shut up for 2 seconds. You drag me over here. You say what I gotta say. Look, man, I'm yawning because you Borco. Anyway, like I was saying, coding.
Let me talk then. You're just yelling over me talking about finish, man. Fucking 50 whores.
Let me finish,
Why are you so emotionally invested in whores?
Let me finish, man. I'll let you fucking finish when you...
Why are you letting whores emotionally invest you?
Yo, look. So like I was saying, right? So this girl comes in and says, oh, I want the next guy to wait. I'm celibate right now.
Yeah.
Wait, what? But you're putting halfway naked photos of yourself every day on the internet.
She doesn't know better.
How does that make sense? Oh, I want to save myself for the next guy, but let me whore myself out. That doesn't make sense. The guy that would actually sit there and want to take you seriously, whatever, is going to see these constantly naked photos like, wait, hold on, what the fuck are you acting like a, but you don't want me to treat you like a, it doesn't make sense. If I walked through all the police uniform all over the place, shout out to Dave Chappelle, and then came up to me and said, help, 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 and I said, whoa, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I'm a police officer, right? I'm just dressing like this because I feel like it. Like, what the fuck people say to me? Shit is crazy. Yeah. These are delusional. Yeah. The Summer Rae girl, retarded, no skill set.
She's smart.
She has no skills, bro. That's why she posted naked. That's why she posted naked photos of herself every day. Zero skills, zero talent.
He's going.
Then this over here, what's her name? Ruby Rose. No skill either. She goes on the interview. Mike makes a comment about her being like someone else. Oh no, I'm different. Dude, like every other hair-hatted hooligan, weave warrior, your hair isn't real, you're dumb, your music sucks, no one even knows you're a musician. I have to go on Wikipedia to even find out what the really do. No one respects you, no one cares. Half these OF girls don't have a real audience. It's a bunch of whacking off to you, and you think you have real supporters and fans? Get the fuck out of here, you No one respects you, no one cares about you, no one cares what you gotta say. You're all useless. It's ridiculous. We got guys out here, right? That are out here being farmers, agriculturalists, doing real, building buildings, all this other shit. So these dumbasses get a penthouse apartment and dance on TikTok, make $5 million a year. Meanwhile, these guys are making $50K per year. Stop going on these OnlyFans, man. It's ridiculous.
What we witnessed was a tempest of savage wit, a torrent of critiques as they dismantled the very fabric of her carefully curated social media existence. If there were an Olympic event for eviscerating someone with words, this duo would walk away with the gold, no questions asked. Now, Ruby Rose, known more for her tantalizing Instagram posts than her musical prowess, found herself at the mercy of these digital assassins. Picture, if you will, the audacity of this self-proclaimed celebrity, floating out declarations of celibacy while plastering her nearly naked physique across the internet for millions to ogle. The irony. Myron and Sneako wasted no time plunging into this contradiction with the precision of a master swordsman, cutting deep, exposing the absurdity for what it is. First and foremost, Ruby Rose, darling, let's get one thing straight. You can't parade yourself on social media like you're auditioning for the next Victoria's Secret ad, and then expect the world to take your celibacy claims seriously. This isn't a game of Monopoly where you can just play the get out of thottery free card whenever it's convenient. No. You've already let the world see all the assets you're now allegedly saving for the next suitor. Myron and Sneako had no mercy pointing out this paradox, and frankly, they had every right to do so. The hypocrisy is palpable. And oh, how they shredded her rationale, or lack thereof, with the force of a verbal hurricane. Myron, with all the tact of a philosopher king, questioned how a woman who constantly exposes herself on the gram could suddenly demand the next man to wait, to show patience and restraint. The sheer comedy of it. You expect a guy to stand by, hands folded, while your body's been on display for the masses. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call delusional. Ruby Rose, your logic has all the stability of a house of cards in a tornado. Sneako, ever the astute observer, chimed in with his own barrage, likening this whole charade to a police officer who dresses in uniform but then tells the public not to expect any law enforcement services. You see, Ruby wants to flaunt the uniform of desire but insists she's off the market now. Excuse me? You can't have it both ways, sweetheart. You can't wave the flag of promiscuity and then retreat behind the walls of virtue when it suits your narrative. These men saw through the smoke and mirrors, calling it out for the farce that it is. And let's not even get started on her lack of skills, as Myron so ruthlessly noted. Ruby, we know you've dabbled in music, but let's be real. No one's bumping your tracks on the way to the club, or anywhere else for that matter. Your so-called artistry is as forgettable as the latest TikTok trend. Myron and Sneako, in their epic roast, made it clear, the only reason anyone even knows your name is because of the sheer volume of skin you've revealed on social media. It's not your talent keeping you afloat, it's the thirsty masses of OnlyFans subscribers and Instagram lurkers who have mistaken voyeurism for genuine admiration. The truth is harsh, but as Myron and Sneako so eloquently put it, the Ruby Roses of the world, these so-called influencers, don't have real supporters. They have spectators. You're not building an empire based on respect. You're accruing followers based on lust. And when the digital thirst finally evaporates, what will remain? Certainly not a legacy of profound artistic achievement, but rather the fleeting memory of half-naked selfies that will be lost in the algorithm's abyss. As the roast reached its crescendo, Myron and Sneako didn't just stop at Ruby, no, they extended their critique to the entire ecosystem of Instagram models and OnlyFans stars. They exposed the fundamental absurdity of a world where women who contribute nothing of substance can rake in millions while hard-working men, builders, farmers, real contributors to society, are out there earning scraps. It's a grotesque distortion of value, a mirror held up to our broken cultural priorities. And who better to rip that mirror down and smash it to pieces than these two verbal juggernauts? The commentary was scathing, but it was grounded in a brutal truth. These women, these so-called influencers, are peddling fantasy to legions of men who are too blind to see they're being taken for fools. It's a symphony of manipulation, and Ruby Rose is merely a high-profile conductor in this orchestra of absurdity. Myron and Sneako, ever the critics of this societal collapse, made it clear, stop supporting this nonsense. It's time for men to wake up and recognize that real value isn't in the superficial allure of Instagram likes, but in substance, in contribution, in reality. And as if their verbal flamethrowers weren't already at full blast, Myron and Sneako delivered a final parting shot. Ruby Rose, with her fake hair, fake nails, and artificially constructed persona, was laid bare, exposed not for the physicality she flaunts but for the hollow shell she truly represents. They illuminated the sad truth that too many of these influencers are propped up by nothing more than a facade, a digital mask hiding the void beneath. So, what do we take away from this? The roast was not merely an attack on Ruby Rose, but a clarion call to all who have been duped by the illusion of influencer culture. Myron Gaines and Sneako didn't just roast Ruby, they roasted the entire system, the cultural sickness that elevates the talentless and makes idols of the superficial. In this battle of words, they emerged victorious, having exposed the emperor, or rather, the Instagram model, wearing no clothes, both figuratively and literally. And thus, the tale concludes, leaving us with a stark reminder, in a world where clout and thirst often reign supreme, there will always be voices willing to cut through the noise, exposing the truth with precision and merciless wit.